Our next comedian is absolutely fantastic. He was one of the finalists on Caesar's Palace Las Vegas Comedy Search last year, and he is an absolutely brilliant, brilliant mind. Would you make welcome the wit and wisdom of John Branyan?
Thanks. Gosh, this is fantastic. I think Christian people have the most stuff to laugh about of anybody in the world. Who's with me? Okay, about half of you. Here's the thing. If you open your eyes, you can find stuff to laugh about everywhere. God has built it into creation. He made all kinds of funny stuff. He made West Virginia. I was driving in West Virginia recently. I'm not making this up. In West Virginia, right next to the road, they have a sign that's got a picture of a cell phone on it, with a red circle around it and a line through it. It says, "Report distracted drivers." Right underneath that, there's a telephone number. My favorite West Virginia road sign, though, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be yours. So when people stop you and ask you what's your favorite West Virginia road sign, and you know they will, you can say this. Right next to the road in West Virginia, there's a sign that says "Speed controlled by aircraft." Aircraft, how exactly would that work? Pull over! Don't make me come back there! I got a brochure in the mail from the exterminator. He wants to come to my house and kill the bugs, because that's how he rolls. So he sent me this brochure that's chock full of all these frightening statistics about bugs. Like they had a picture of a dust mite in the brochure. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen a dust mite before, but they're like that. Right underneath the picture it says magnified 10,000 times. So they're microscopic. Nothing that's microscopic is scary, is it? You know, I'm afraid of gangsters, but not if they're microscopic. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Who said that? But my favorite statistic in the exterminator brochure, and I'm sure it'll be yours, is a statistic that says, get ready, a cockroach can live for 7 days without his head. Yeah, that's not a good 7 days. The quality of life really drops off once your head's been severed. How'd you like to be a cockroach and realize that your head's not a vital organ? You get by without it. You'd be tough to console after the accident. Hey, tough luck about you losing your head. You still got your health. Let's go see a movie. Oh, sorry. So, I was celebrating a thing in my house, Christmas, recently. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Not so much. Okay, I thought the whole Christmas wave had swept this far south, but evidently. My wife is really into the holiday of Christmas. Lori, she loves Christmas. Loves it. Loves it. You may have somebody like this in your family, the beginning of October. And she starts in, "What are we going to do about the tree?" I'm going, "Sweetheart, it's October. It's been up this long." The very first year that we got married, prior to the actual wedding ceremony, the men of the family pulled me aside and they said, "John, it's a man's job to establish holiday traditions. It's your job to set forth Christmas traditions that the family will observe for generations." So I cut our own Christmas tree, which is a tradition that we have quit. Because it's too hard. It's too hard just finding the perfect tree out there that everybody can agree is a symbol of Yuletide festivities. The first year we did it, I lucked out because I found a great tree 2 houses down right in the front yard. I already had lights on it. So I have, there's all sorts of things to make you laugh. You just open your eyes. I don't do a lot of sports. I don't do a lot of physical stuff because I'm no good at it. But occasionally I will golf. I don't know if any of you guys are golfing people. Any golfers? A few. Good golfers? None. I'm not a good golfer either. You know how you're supposed to go into the pro shop ahead of a game of golf and buy your equipment, balls and tees and stuff like that? Well, the guy in the pro shop knows me. So when he sees me coming, he goes and sits in back of the cart so he can sell me stuff as I go from hole to hole. Because every tee, and I'm like, sploosh, great. Can I get another 5-iron? Thanks. The part about golf I do like is a handicap. That is a great idea because a handicap allows bad golfers and good golfers to play together fairly. I think there should be a handicap in all of life. I think there should be a social handicap on men that are too tall, too good looking, or make too much money so I can compete with them. Like, I don't think guys like that should be able to drive any kind of car they want. That's not fair. They should have to walk into the dealership and have the dealer go, "How tall are you?" 6'2", blue eyes, sandy brown hair, cleft in chin. I'm sorry, sir, with handicap, best I can put you in is a 78 Vega. Then part of the reason I don't like sports, I think, is because I don't understand them. I don't know why we have them. Sports, particularly rodeos. Now, I don't know if there's any rodeo people here. Any cow pokes or cow punches or cow anything? No. We can speak freely. All right. I understand where the rodeos came from to begin with. I understand why we have, because that's how we made our living, right? That's how the West was won. We roped and we wrangled and we rootin' tootin'. But now, in 2007, cows are so much easier to catch. And still the rodeo goes on. Since you've never been, this is how it works. They got a big metal gate. You can imagine such a structure. And they throw that gate open, and a little calf will come running out. All right, I asked how many of you have been to a rodeo. You remember that question? Not a soul raised their hand. And now you think you're going to judge my calf? I don't think so. So he's tearing across the arena as fast as his little calves will carry him. Then they throw open another gate, and the guy comes out on the back of a horse swinging a rope. Woo! He throws a rope around the calf's neck. The calf goes, ah. And the guy jumps off the horse, runs down, scoops up the calf, and ties its feet together. Woo! Which is exactly my point. What earthly good is being able to do that? Unless you have kids. Teach Sunday school. The big thing that sells the tickets is at the rodeos bull riding, bull busting. And this is how that works. They got a big metal gate. You can imagine such a structure. And there's nothing behind that gate but a 2,500-pound bull. And there's nothing on the bull but a rope wrapped all around him. And a guy will sit down the back of the bull, stick his hand underneath that rope, and then 2 or 3 other guys come over, start jerking on the end of the rope to tighten it. Make it good and tight, boys! Tighten her on down! And one of those guys is dressed like a clown. Which should tell you something. I don't want to be part of any event where the first step is have the clown tie you to the 2,500-pound... So the guy can't move his hand. It's as tight as it can be. He's on the back of the bull. Then he'll always do this. The guy on the bull, he'll reach up and adjust his hat. Because you sure wouldn't want that to fly off and cause an injury. Safety first on the back of the 2,500-pound raging bull. So he can't move his hand, his hat's adjusted. He'll look over at the guy holding the gate shut, give a nod. You gotta do that. If you do this, nothing will happen. Then you swing the gate open. Out he comes on the back of the bull. Woo! After about 3 seconds, he goes, ah! He lands in the dirt, and the bull comes over and starts jumping up and down on him and sticks him. And then the clown comes running out and turns around and runs back because he's a clown, not an idiot. So the guy's laying there in a big bloody pile in the middle of the arena. And the announcer goes, now that was a pretty good ride. What? If you can stay in the back of a bull for, anybody know how long? Sure, nobody's been to a rodeo. Everybody knows. It's time for a sermon on honesty in this church. Right, 8 seconds, 8. That's it. I don't know how they wound up with 8. Was there some kind of a meeting somewhere and they all sat around the table? How long should you stay on the back of a bull? Oh, I don't know, 9 seconds? No, that's way too long. Let's go 8. So let's say you can do that. Let's say you can stay on the back of a bull for 8 whole seconds. What earthly good is that skill? You're just going to trade in your car and start riding the bull everywhere? I'm going down to the store, sweetheart. I'll be right back. And good luck parallel parking. You know what would be fun? Have the bull valet parked. Here's a key, Sparky. Be careful. Those are leather seats. So I didn't have a lot of options to me open up other than doing stand-up comedy. It's just because what I wanted to do when I was a kid was I wanted to play guitar in a rock and roll band. And really the only thing stopping me from doing that is I don't know how to play the guitar. But I always thought it looked cool. You know, you watch those guys on the guitar, on the TV and playing the guitar, and they're just into it. And you know, you don't really have to do that to play the guitar. You can pretty much stand still and do it, but they put so much into it. Yeah. That's the only job that you can do that with, you know, as a guitar. Like if you went into the accountant to have your taxes done, if you whipped out a calculator. There would be an audit. But I tried my hand at writing lyrics for heavy metal rock and roll. And it's a fascinating process because really, a lot of people don't know this, but there's only 4 words in all of heavy metal music, just 4. And all the bands in all the world just use these same 4 words, but move them around. It makes you think there's more. The words are baby, woman, rock and roll, and a hyphenated word, yaba saba la, which doesn't mean anything. But it sounds great when you scream it into a microphone. Listen. I don't usually do the whammy bar, but you're such a great audience. Baby, rock and roll, woman, Yabba-sabba-la! metal music's gotten such a bad name. People say stuff like it's too loud, it's too fast, I can't understand it, doesn't make any sense, blah, blah. That's kind of been the story of rock and roll music ever since it began. You trace back the history of rock and roll as far as you want. Go ahead. What you'll discover is even when you could understand the words, it still didn't make any sense. You ever heard the song Mr. Tambourine Man? Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Can you play a song in a tambourine people are going to recognize? Sing along. Yeah, we're just waiting for Mr. Triangle Man to get here. Yeah, I'm John Branyan. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, baby. John Branyan!